One day I was called into a farm, and the pigs were having a hard time eating the feed, and that was because the pellets were too hard. So what is the technical definition of pelleting the feed? That's the conversion of finely ground mesh feed into dense, free-flowing pellets or capsules in a process that involves steam injection, and that's moisture and heat, and mechanical pressure. So should we pellet the feed? That's a great question you had. It depends, mostly due to survivability. There's large variation around that number. We know it improves average daily gain between 2 and 5%, improves feed efficiency between 3 and 6%, improves the flowability of the feed, but also, like I said, very likely increase the mortality, and that is the hardest part to predict. It will vary based on health status and genetics. As you know, it also is going to increase the cost of that feed. The amount of fines is very important. Target less than 20% fines. If you do have poor pellet quality, make sure to tight your feeders a little more than normal. There's something called PDI, Pellet Durability Index, and the results are going to vary by the method, but you want to be between 90 and 95%. Pelleting the feed allows for finer grind and also improves flowability of some of the byproducts. At the end of the day, from a profitability standpoint, you need to run the numbers to make sure that it makes sense. So what if the feed mill has constraints, right? Should we pellet the first half, second half of the finishing period? And we haven't seen any improvement one way or the other. If you pellet the first half, it can reduce the amount of ulcers by the end, by the time pigs go to market. So keep that in mind, because they're being fed mesh feed at the second half. An interesting myth about pelleting is that the size, it's important. Honestly, 3 millimeters versus 12 millimeters, for example, we haven't seen any improvements one way or the other. If anything, it's probably better to go a little larger pellet than we see sometimes in the field. The economics of pelleting will depend on grain price, pelleting cost, the system-specific impact on performance and mortality. So the ultimate question is, does the economic improvement due to feed efficiency improvement and average daily gain improvement from pelleting more than offset the cost of pelleting and the increased mortality? So subscribe, to our channel, like this video to feed the crazy YouTube algorithm, and also drop your comment below. Love to chat with you. Have a great day.